recently, through charity, through giving, you had a pretty big project that you've done with Abingdon Fire Company. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm a firm believer in collaboration is phenomenal. And there's a saying that actually comes from one of my mentors on my side. His name's Rusty Nesvig. And he says, collaboration happens at the top and competition happens at the bottom. So he really believes that if you work with your competition or the other folks in your area that do the same services as you can actually benefit. Yeah. And I've stood by that. But I partnered up with Brandon, who owns a company called You Are Washed. So You Are Washed LLC. Okay. And there was supposed to be a third company who couldn't make it. So we tackled the Abingdon Firehouse and we did 15,000 square feet of concrete and probably another 4,000 or 5,000 square foot of brick. Just because it's the 100th year anniversary coming up. So that firehouse has been there for 100 years.
100 years?
100 years.
Right on Singer Road.
Right on Singer Road. So
no kidding.
This Saturday, which is going to be the 7th or 8th, they're having a big, it's a tour or an event. And I think they're having the firehouse open to the public. So they wanted it to kind of be clean and tidy and looking as good as it could be for that opening. So it was a really big project. It took us 8 hours running 4 different systems together. It looked awesome. There's a lot of before and afters, and we were so excited that we could do that. We tried to do Annie's Playground, but Annie's is closed for some structural issues, so we couldn't get the okay to do that. And at the same time, someone from the firehouse reached out and said, hey, can you guys come by and give us a quote? And I said, I'll do you one better. We'll just come out and we'll do it for free. So
wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's if you ever have a fire, I guess they'll get to your house just a little bit faster.
Hopefully. I love that.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's wow. Yeah, I like your thought on collaboration and competition. Collaboration at the top, competition at the bottom. It's like, in the real estate industry, there's so many agents in this area, and there's so many relationships and connections and stuff like that. And But when you have that mindset of there's plenty of fish in the sea for everyone, and you really try to genuinely help people versus, there's people out there that, dog each other, and it's like, there's no place for that.
So one of the things I realized, especially as I get further and further along in my business, is that one, there's just too much stuff to clean. So in my business, exterior cleaning, every building, every storefront, every house is a potential customer or client. And there's too many. Here in Harford County, you have hundreds of thousands of properties. And even if I wanted to clean them all, I still want time off. I still want to be with the family and the kids.
Right.
So I couldn't. So there's often times where I actually refer out extra jobs that we can't get to competition. Yeah. I call them peers or friends. But so a lot of the other companies I've sent work to, Brandon with UR Wash, I've sent work to Elite Power Washing. I've sent work to Maryland Pro Wash. I send work to a bunch of places. And I've always believed in, like I said, collaboration. So if I ever need equipment, mine breaks down, or maybe I'm having a rough issue where a truck breaks down and I can't get to a client, I can also call these guys and say, hey, I'm in a jam. Can you help me out? I've got a customer. I told them I'd be there by X date. I had a breakdown. Can you get there? And they might throw that customer on their schedule and get the job done.
Well, and then you were saying the other day that when your truck breaks down, you're actually working on the truck in one of your competitors' shops.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's so cool.
So my mentor and a good friend of mine is Sean Hampton with Elite Power Washing.
Okay.
So he's got a pretty big fleet for this area, and I'm always talking to him. I talk to him. I try to talk to him daily. We have a really very good relationship. But because we're technically, I guess, competitors, some would look at it and say it's weird, or it's unsustainable. But I really do believe in collaboration. So
it's
a
different mindset for sure.
Yeah. Did you like this episode of the TMA Connection? Well, you might want to check this one out right here. Go ahead, click it.